Six Flags New England is a Six Flags park located in Agawam, Massachusetts. The park sits right on the Connecticut River as well as the Connecticut state line. It's about 10 minutes away from Springfield, half hour away from Hartford, Connecticut, and 2 hours from Boston. And I think this is a park that has really changed and improved over the years. I think 10 years ago, this park was probably towards the lower end of the chain, but they kept really improving over the mid and late 2010s, and I think this is a park that's now towards the mid and upper in the chain. So let's talk about the roller coasters in the park. This park has 11 roller coasters. Their two notable coasters are Superman the Ride and Intamin Mega and Wicked Cyclone and RMC Hybrid. They also do have a pretty good B&M floor list called Batman the Dark Knight. After that, I would say everything else is okay. They have the Joker, which is fun, but not the top ride at the park. Riddler's Revenge is a Vekoma SLC, which is probably one of the better SLCs in the country. The ride has the vest restraints, which makes it much smoother and better of a ride. Flashback is not a good Vekoma boomerang, lots of headbanging. Thunderbolt is a wooden coaster in the park, and it can get solid at some points. Sometimes it can also get rough. Pandemonium is a very fun and underrated ride in the park. I think this is one of the best coasters in the park, and I always like doing it in the park, but unfortunately, whenever I go, the ride always has a long line. Gotham City Gauntlet Escape from Arkham Asylum is a standard Wild Mouse. It's not an enjoyable ride, but I do like the theme. And Catwoman's Whip and Great Chase are two of the park's kids coasters. Catwoman's Whip is a larger kids coaster. It is manufactured by Zier, and you can find these rides at other parks, including one at Santa's Village. Great Chase is manufactured by E&F Myler. As for flats, they do have a great collection of flats. My favorite flat in the park is Harley Quinn Spinsanity, which is a Zamperla Frisbee. New England Skyscreamer is the tall swing ride in the park that lifts you 400 feet. You get lots of breathtaking views of the park and the Connecticut River. That's probably my second favorite flat in the park. Supergirl Skyflyer is the latest addition to the park. It's a Zamperla Endeavor, which are the newer generation enterprises. They have two indoor rides. Cyborg Hyperdrive is a chance rides freestyle similar to Reverse Time at Quasi. On that attraction, they do run spotlights. The other dark ride is Houdini's Great Escape, which is the Vekoma Madhouse. That ride kind of has an illusion. As for prices to Six Flags New England, annual memberships are $6.99 a month, season passes are $69.99 a month, and then a day ticket is $59.99. I'll be completely honest, I feel like this is one of those Six Flags parks that tends to focus more on quality than quantity. I know there are a lot of Six Flags parks that focus on quantity, and I think the park focuses on its guests. And I think this is also a family-driven park, which makes the park better. I think the park has gotten better over the years. As for the appearance, it does look nice in some areas, including Roxville, Crackcycle Canyon, and the two DC areas. The two kids areas look decent too, especially Kidsopolis, since the paint was fading a few years ago. One area that really needs to fix is Whistle Stop Park, which is that kids area when you get right into the park on your right. They only have the New England Express, which is that train ride, and it is the only ride in that section. And there's also a season pass building right there. It clearly doesn't make sense to have a building for guest services and a train ride in that area, so I don't see that section lasting very long. Now, there can be trash on the ground, so this isn't a perfect clean park. I think Six Flags does have a problem with that at all their parks, and I think staffing issues can also lead to that. They do run some pretty good operations at the park. They don't try to be slow. They run two train ops on more popular ones like Superman, Wicked Cyclone, Batman, and Riddler's Revenge. As for wait times, there are rides that can have about an hour wait. As of 2022, the longer lines I've seen for rides are Thunderbolt, probably because of one train ops, Blizzard River, and Pandemonium. And I think the people here try to be nice and polite, including the guests. As for food, I would recommend JB's Barbecue right near Flashback. Great food. Johnny's Rockets near Superman the Ride is also another good place. All the other locations in the park, I would not recommend. They don't have good food options. They don't have anything tasty. So if you go to Six Flags New England and look to eat either lunch or dinner, I would recommend JB's or Johnny Rockets. And as for loose article policies, obviously they have a strict no phone policy on the majority of the rides. As for bags, 5 roller coasters in the park will not allow you to bring bags inside the queue line. That includes Superman the Ride, Wicked Cyclone, Batman the Dark Knight, the Joker, and Riddler's Revenge. For those rides, and all the rides in the park. You can bring loose articles in the queue line, but they can't be out on rides. You can also leave them to the side on all of the rides. For re-ride policies, if no one is in line for your row, they will let you stay on. I know before COVID, re-rides were not allowed at this park, but that rule has been loosened. So let's talk about how you get here. So once you're driving up, you'll notice that this park is now off a highway such as Dorney Park or Six Flags Over Georgia. So once you get to the park, you are gonna park right across the street from the amusement park. There are several big parking lots, and if you park farthest from the road, get prepared for tons of walking, as well as they do offer trams. There is a bridge that connects over Main Street from the parking lot to get to the park. Once you get inside the park, you are greeted by the carousel to your right. Both the gazebo and Crack Cycle Canyon areas feel a lot different than the rest of the park, but once you are near the gazebo, you got Thunderbolt and the SNS drop tower called Scream right there. From that area is where the pathways split up. If you go to the left, that will bring you to the north end section, which will be Wicked Cyclone, New England Sky Screamer, Pandemonium, etc. It will also bring you to Looney Tunes and Crack Cycle Canyon areas. However, when I'm recording this in 2022, the Crack Cycle section only has one ride operating, probably due to staffing issues, which is the Stampede Bumper Cars. That back section where Houdini and Tomahawk has been fenced off, and if you go straight from the gazebo to the back section of the park, you will reach one of two DC areas. This one has Superman the Ride, which is the ride you can see from anywhere in the park, Supergirl Skyflyer, and their two smaller rides, Gotham City Gauntlet and Catwoman's Whip. Kidsopolis is also right next to that DC area, and if you go right, you will see Rockville section, as well as the other DC section, which is home to the Joker 4D Free Fly, Batman, The Dark Knight, Harley Quinn's Insanity, etc. So overall thoughts on Six Flags New England, this is a park I usually like to go to. Of course, the two main roller coasters, Superman the Ride and Wicked Cyclone. Like I said, this is one of the few Six Flags parks that focuses on quality, and this is my favorite Six Flags park that I've been to. So that is it for my review on Six Flags New England, located in Agawam, Massachusetts. If you've been to this park, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Follow me on social media, links are in the description. Subscribe for more Coastamonium videos, and I'll catch you guys later.